CrossTube, and welcome to Fairy Tales and French Knots. I'm Erin, and this is my channel about cross stitch. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, and I've been pretty busy these past few weeks. I joined WIPGO this year, and I actually made some progress that I have to show off. And I realized after I was watching my videos, because, I mean, we all do that, right? We watch our own videos and either critique or pat ourselves on the back. But anyway, I was watching my last video with my whip parade and realized that I didn't show everything. So I have some old whips and some new things I've started, a little bit of stash. And I do hope that you enjoyed my new intro. I was playing around with some editing software and just wanted to see what I could come up with. So I took the jump into some sort of whatever I could do with free software. Anyway, thanks for coming back if you're a returning viewer, and if you're new here, I hope you stick around, and let's talk about what I've been working on, shall we? Last month's WIPGO call brought up holiday for me and sayings. I think those were the two categories for the blocks that were called. For the holiday one, I was working on Halloween Parcheesi by the Primitive Needle. I didn't make a whole lot of progress based on what I showed in the whip parade, so I'm not going to get that one out again. But for the sayings, I pulled out Shining Star by Sam Sarah Designs, and this is the pattern. And I finished it. So not only did I complete my WIPGO square, I actually finished a thing on my WIPGO board, which is like, what? And not only did I finish the stitching, I fully finished it. Ta-da! So there it is. This wooden board is a charcuterie board from Walmart, but when you're in their unfinished wood section and you find this charcuterie board, it says not for food. So obviously it was intended for me to paint and attach needlework to, right? I painted it this lovely folk art red, which perfectly matched the red overdyed floss, I thought. Trimmed it with some purchased twisted cording. This was not one that I made myself. And added a little rustic bow to the top with this tree that I found. The only thing that is glued is the stitching itself to the board. I wasn't sure if I loved the bow or not, so I actually sewed that all together. And it's held down with pins. So put a little twist in it so that it looks like it's kind of flowy. And yeah, all finished. I really am proud of this one. It makes me happy. It reminds me of a friend who passed away from breast cancer. So yeah, Sam Sarah's Shining Star completely finished. And for this next month's call, one of the squares, I think it was squares 7 and 8 were called for WIPGO this month. And one of those for me will be holiday again, or no, sampler. It was sampler. I have two samplers to choose from. I have my Forget-Me-Not sampler, which I'm not sure I'm in the mood for, but I also have my Father Christmas Village sampler. And here it is as of today. Hopefully I got it all in the picture there for a bit. It's pretty wide, but I think I might work on that this month. It's been sitting here on my work table on the frame, so all ready to go. I'm stitching that with Vicki Clayton HDF Silks and really just love working on it. It's a beautiful piece to work on. The other call, which is what reminded me that I didn't show you all my whips. What the other square that was called for me is ladies. And I have a bunch of ladies. Amongst them is one of the old Marbeck Angels. I'm working on Seaside Angel. I'm working on her on a piece of hand-dyed fabric, or I think might even be hand-painted fabric from, I can't even remember now. I have it in a notebook, but I don't have my notebook with me. But you'll see when I show it here, it's a sky, sea, and sand. And it's really gorgeous. So here is where my Seaside Maiden is at as of January 28th. She has a head and hair, and I've gotten to the bottom of her skirt. So that's how tall she'll be. And I don't know exactly how wide. I know the bottom of her skirt is pretty wide. But I made a few little changes. One thing I did after looking at the pattern is I decided that this woman needed eyebrows. And she also needed some kind of cheekbone color contour in her face. Because if you look at her here, she's so flat. And I mean, I'm no Nora Corbett. I can't do these fancy lady faces. But just from working on some of those kind of fancier ladies, I knew kind of what was missing. And it was so funny. I was stitching with friends, and when I put her eyebrows on, I was like, oh my God, she looks like a person now and not a weird alien thing. Apparently aliens don't have eyebrows. So that's what the one change I made. The other change I will make is I will not be stitching her halos and wing, or wings and halo, sorry. So that bit of above her head won't be there, or that wing over her shoulder. I prefer to think of her as a seaside princess, and that's that. So that could be one of the pieces I work on this month in the ladies square. I have a lot of different ladies to choose from. I have her. I have Forest Gnome from Laurel Witch. I have, there's another one I think in the pile, but I have a feeling this one's coming out because a couple years ago, I think 2 years ago, I took a piece to my county fair, and when I brought it in, a comment was made about, someone who used to stitch the pretty beaded ladies, which I know they meant probably Mira's. And now I'm determined to show them that I too can do pretty beaded fancy ladies. So I'd like to get her done. She's deceptively large, so we'll see, but I might work on her this month. One of the other pieces I did not show in my whip parade was the piece I started for the Bring Out Your Kits sale. And the piece I started was actually something I picked up off the freebie table at StitchCon. And it's an old Bernat counted cross-stitch kit from, I believe the copyright on it is like 1983. And it's called Stone Creek. But my vision for framing this is to, I probably mentioned this in another video, but I'd like to find a frame and do, I think it's called, and I'll probably say this wrong because I'm not a French language person, trompe-l'oeil. It's basically forced perspective and kind of like a room box sort of effect. But what I'd like to do is, like where this one has a gray mat, I want to find another tree and snow and Mr. Tumnus from the Chronicles of Narnia, because this to me looks like someplace in Narnia. And as of right now, I have that at this point. And I'm also stitching this on 40 count. I think the kit was for 14 count Ada. It did not have any fabric in it when I picked it up. So here it is on 40 count. Working on this makes me feel a little bit like Bob Ross. Like, it doesn't look like anything until you put in the last shade of gray or brown or green or whatever, and then suddenly it's like, oh, happy trees. But even there, these are trees, but they don't quite look like it yet because they don't have enough scenery around them. So hopefully, I don't know if I'll work on that anymore this month or not. I got that out after I finished the Samsara Designs piece. So we'll see. Sorry, my camera decided to auto adjust for the light. I don't know how to make it not do that, other than to not ever stitch on white fabric, because evidently bright fabrics set it off. The other piece that I did not have in my whip parade is called We Are Fine by Mama Witch X Stitch, I think. Maybe. Here is the pattern, or the picture from the pattern. There they are. I love them, little American Gothic pumpkin people. And here's what I've got right now. They're almost done. Really. This piece lives downstairs and I work on it like after my daughter goes to bed and I go to spend some time watching TV with my husband. The problem with that is that when I go downstairs, it's cold. So I get a blanket and we turn on the new little fake fireplace space heater that we got. And I put in about 5 stitches and I fall asleep. Yeah. So, and this one also requires counting and attention at this point because I'm working on these like leaves and things in the frame. After that, all I have left to do is there's more of these little like black vines that come out down here and around here. I have to fill in her dress. And then I think I'm done with this. So there really isn't much left here. I also didn't put it on my whip go board because I have a feeling it will get done. It's just going to take me a couple nights of not falling asleep downstairs. So there's that. And then there is my last pretty lady that I started. I'm not sure if it was right after I finished Samsara's Shining Star or not, or just because I wanted to start something. That would be Bluebell from Nora Corbett Garden Pixie Collection, being stitched on a 28 count Silk Weaver solo. I'm currently working in this white color right here. Probably going to stitch some more on that tonight after I finish recording this video. It's really fun to work on. I love the colors. They're showing up really great on that purpley green over dye. So that's been making some progress there. And one more whip that missed the parade. Apparently a whole lot of my whips just decided to sleep in on parade day. This is a little piece. It was a round robin piece from Celebration of Needlework in 2013 from Keslin's. And apparently the early 2010s were when we were all really into over 1 on 28 count. Because this is what the pattern looks like. And it's a little thread keep, I guess. It's a kit, and it came with like the little rings and ribbons to put it all together. But it is stitched over 1 on 28 count opalescent. And I don't like over 1. I just don't. But this is what I've got so far. It's really almost done. I think I just have to finish the vines over here. And then I have to do the light green. There's actually 2 shades of green. I think it's 580 and 581. You really can't tell the difference. But yeah, I can finish that. That would be another one of those weekend, take a couple hours and get it done kind of things. but we'll see. So that's all my whips in progress that I have to share for tonight. In terms of stash and things I'd like to start, I don't have a lot, but there are a few that I could show off. First of all, I was given some really amazing things over the past couple weeks, months or so. The first of those was when I went to my local embroidery guild. One of the ladies was cleaning out her stash, and knowing that I like little things, she gave me this, which is an old colonial clock. There's Bob's sticker on the back. And I don't think you can get these anymore. I haven't seen them in a long time. Yeah, it's got the hands for the clock are in here behind the plastic. And it's got a little like 4x4 or 3x3 square here. And I went through my stash and I found this old la-di-da pattern called "'Tis Better." And I thought that would look really cute in there. I think to make it fit in there, I'm going to have to stitch on either 40 or 46. That's okay. I have those. So that was a little bit of stash enhancement potential project to do someday when I feel like starting something new. Let's see, what else did I have? This was some stash that I got several weeks ago, possibly before Christmas. Actually, I think I got it about the same time that I bought Max Pigeon's book. But this is a little autumn whimsy from Cherished Stitches. And I kind of love the itty bitty people and the giant squirrel and the colors. Autumn colors make me happy. So this is a full kit, has everything in there to put it all together. And I always feel like I need more fall things and less Halloween things. So I justified the whole purchase. Really, it's good. And then, so the word arenaceous means of or relating to hedgehogs. I like hedgehogs. I think they're cute. And I've been talking with a friend of mine about this quite a bit, and he and I are kind of each other's emotional support people. So for Christmas, or I guess it was after Christmas sometime, he mentioned wanting a little beanie animal that was a little chipmunk. So I actually ordered it from Amazon and had it sent to him. And in return, he had this sent to me, which is a little hedgehog. I've named him Ed. This is Ed the Hedgehog. So Ed has been encouraging me to stitch something for him. See if he'll sit there. Yes. So Ed's plan for me to stitch for him was he started looking through this storybook favorites in cross stitch book that I had. And what did Ed find? Where is it? Ed found a Beatrix Potter pattern for Mrs. Tiggywinkle with her wash tub, which is funny because, you know, even when I was a kid, I liked Mrs. Tiggywinkle. So I was looking at that and the sizes, and I had a thought, which was that I've always wanted to make one of those boxes made of stacked embroidery rings, or hoops. So I actually have a bunch that I got probably back when Vana first posted one of those, like the first time, which was probably like 2009, 2010. So actually, if I can still find Vana, the Twisted Stitchers directions, I'll link to them. I've actually seen somebody else teaching a class on making these recently somewhere. So apparently it's a thing that was a thing and then wasn't for a while and now is again. But anyway, I actually have a base that fits my hoops. So, you know, I could do a little box like this, But what I discovered when I was looking at my hoops, I discovered two problems. One, while they're all 4-inch hoops, they're not all the same size. And my other thought was that Ed would then live in the little box made of hoops, because it looks like, you know, diameter-wise, it's the perfect size. It is, however, not tall enough for him, unless I go buy 2 or 3 more 4-inch hoops. Of course I can do that. I don't know. We'll see. I do have Miss Tiggy Winkle all kitted up with the flosses and everything pulled. I just don't know if I'm going to do it this way or if I'll do something else. And I have to figure out why these hoops are not all the same size. It bothers my brain that I can't make them line up evenly and look nice. So if anyone has any ideas or suggestions about that, post it in the comments. I know they need to be, you know, sanded down and finished all the same and all those details. I know all the steps, but there's one that is especially small compared to the rest. And no matter how I line them up, I can't get that one to sit right. And I thought about making that the top and being like, oh, well, the top is different. We'll see. But yeah, Ed, if he sat in there, while he looks adorable, it would completely defeat the purpose of making a lid. So we'll see. Like I said, maybe I'll break down and go buy 2 or 3 more 4-inch hoops and see how that works. I feel like that would make it taller than I want it to be, although it would be tall enough for Ed. Who knows? I've rambled long enough about that now. And the final thing that I got this on, I think I picked this up on eBay after seeing it somewhere and really wanting it, not getting it, and then kicking myself. This is Bits and Pieces 2 by the Cricut Collection, and I got it just for that pattern. I like the little houses and the little boats and the geometricness of it all, the border. I also like this one at the bottom, over here, which says, "Simplicity is seldom simple." And I don't know that I would stitch it on that like burgundy colored fabric. I'm not loving that. But yes, so this is Cricut Collection Bits and Pieces 2. I've seen Bits and Pieces 1 pop up, you know, now and then, but this one seemed to be kind of harder to find. I don't know if that's just because I was looking for it. I don't know. So yeah, that's the stash I've got. Not sure when or if I'll get to any of it, but isn't that the beauty of needlework? That it's always there for us when we need it. And let me tell you, I have needed it these past few weeks. So until next time, which will probably be sometime in February, late January. Wait, it is late January, isn't it? Sometime. Oh my God. It will be sometime in February after I've made some progress on my Whip Go pieces, maybe finished a small or two, and have some stuff to show you. I do have some more finishing lined up. I like finishing. I've decided, I probably mentioned this in my previous video, I just have too many finishing frames and ideas and stacks of embroidery hoops that I was going to make into boxes and everything else. So, yeah, I need to get moving on some of that and make something happen. Until next time, enjoy your stitching, everybody. Bye.